Okay, hey you guys, I just did like a 6 minute take on recording and realized my camera was this big again. So I'm just gonna from the jump drop this shit down to the bottom right. So yeah, I was essentially all right. So just to recap everything I said, basically, here I'll just real quick. All right, so I'm planning on just wrapping this project up at ASAP. It's just been a drag to come back to it, and but at the same time, I don't want to, skip a lot of corners to finish it. So, like I was saying before that, since the last video, like it's been really hard to come back to this one. I don't know why. I mean, it's been hard to do pretty much everything. So, so yeah, I before like after the video, I've pretty much only done these sketches, which is I didn't want to just go and try to make a whole nother style, if that makes sense. I was just trying to double down on the aesthetic that I already had with the chest and the tables. So I was, I went through these iterations trying to figure out what that would look like. And what I realized was like with it being a cabinet, I obviously need bigger doors. Dude, I almost did the same thing again. Holy shit. Alright. Alright, here. Alright, so these are the sketches here, right? Holy shit, dude. I almost did the exact same thing. Oh my god. Okay. So yeah, so these are the sketches like I was saying, and I like halfway through these I was like, "Oh, I'm not trying to make another like a tall dresser. I'm trying to make a cabinet." So I realized with a lot of these, it was just more like a drawer, like a standing drawer or something like that. So I wanted to make a second page with bigger doors. So right here it says like big door variants. So I ended up doing that. But out of these 9 that I did make, I really like number 9. I mess with, I kind of fuck with 7 and 5. 5, 7, and 9, I think, are the ones sticking out to me the most here. All of the other ones could work, like potentially 8 as well, but like I would have to do a little bit more adjustments for them, like to get the same feel as the chest. Because one of the biggest characteristics of the chest and the table is that kind of like fanning out of the bottom shape, and a lot of these are just straight vertical. So yeah, I think that's why I kind of just gravitate to those 3. So let me actually color code that real quick. Just give it a little. Oh. Let me see. So we got this one. No, that green looks like ass, man. Okay, that's cool. So yeah, 5, 7, and 9 are kind of the ones that stuck out the most amongst the 9, at least. I'm sure I could get the other ones to work, obviously, if I made those adjustments to it. But like at this point, I'm just like I said, I'm just trying to finish this damn thing. It's I don't want it to drag out too much longer because I was supposed to finish it by July 1st, and now we're like 5 days in, and I've just done 2 pages of sketches and a paint over. So like it's, I mean, I feel like I'm just at that point right now where when you have like every now and then you have those weeks where it's just like you don't want to do anything after work. I feel like it's just kind of been like that for me. Like I haven't been to jujitsu in about a week. I was gonna go this morning. I actually woke up at like 6 to wash my gi again. Cause I have this white gi and like the stains in it, like from rubbing your knees on the mat or like just sweat stains in general. I know it's nasty shit, but like having a white gi, fuck sakes, dude. If any of you guys get into jujitsu, let me tell you something real quick. Let me learn you something, dude. If any of you guys get into jujitsu, do not get a white gi as your first gi. Get like something like a blue or gray or something if you can. I think gray is probably the best color because it fades the least. If that makes sense. With black, it starts to get more like desaturated. With gray, I guess it could still happen, but it feels less. I don't know. I'm a more of a gray guy, anyways. I like the color gray. I mean, look at the bed sheet that I have like to my left. Yeah, and my curtains. I gotta change those though. I wanted some blackout ones, but I still like the natural light and shit. So I might keep those. But dude, yeah, fucking dude, and that's crazy. I haven't been in a week. My jaw still hurts, man. I rolled with this like purple belt or somebody. I don't know who. It's like when you're doing jujitsu, like you roll with so many people that you just forget who like fucked you up. Like I think my like yeah, my jaw. Like some people, what I've noticed at least is that some people take this shit like it's not a game, and they do their best. Like I did a no gi class, and it's the sweatiest shit I've ever experienced in my life. Like the whole mat felt like it was just fucking like, just like oh my god, it was just covered in sweat everywhere, and because okay, I know this is a tangent, right? Like this is completely unrelated. I know, but it's like, dude, with no gi, it's like there's less ways to restrict that person, and you're like if you grab their arm, your arm's obviously gonna slip out because like you're all sweaty and shit. And with the jacket, which is the gi or whatever, like you can hold the collar and like fucking loop choke them around or something. Like you can do all kinds of stuff with it. It's like, so like what I quickly noticed is like what people are gonna usually go for is like some variation of a Kimura, an arm bar, a leg lock or something like that, or a Americana, something like that. Usually, or a headlock, It's some variation of that. But I think that's what fucked me up, man. Like I swear, like the only thing they could probably consistently grab and try to like hold still is your head. And I'm not the type of person to like squeeze my head out of a choke. Like usually I'll try to get out of it as technically as I can. Not only because I don't want to get like cauliflower ear from like squeezing out of headlocks and like forcing shit too much. That seems to be the most common factor with that, but like or common thing that contributes to having a cauliflower ear. But yeah, man, being a white belt, you're just pretty much going in there to just signing yourself up to get just fucked up, and it gets to the point where like you roll with a higher belt, and they're like, yeah, so is there anything you want to work on? And I'm just like, me being me, I'm just like, oh, I just want to learn how to properly escape this side control thing, or like to prevent it. Yeah, it's really fun stuff. I just as fun as it is, like my whole thing with getting into jiu-jitsu was like I don't want to go to the gym, like or not yet. The gym just feels kind of boring for me. I need some kind of like tangible, I don't know. It's like it's more interactive, You go to the gym and you're just kind of like in your own world, whereas like you go to jiu-jitsu and you're like you're fighting new people every time you go, and like you're learning new moves and you're meeting new people. So that's just that was my whole reasoning for going to it. But the whole, there's one thing that's been consistent since I started is like no matter how much I love it, I'm such like, I don't know if it's down to me being introverted or like or just like fucking just lazy. I don't know. I never want to leave the house, man. I don't like driving that much. Like I'm comfortable with it now, but like I just don't I don't particularly enjoy getting in my car, it's whatever. But yeah, I think that's just been my mood with everything lately. It's like I'm not really, the times I haven't went to jiu-jitsu has been like, I even forget why I didn't go like the last couple times, but it's some variation of me forgetting to throw my shit in the wash, or like and not wanting to wear like a dirty gi to class, or like washing it too late, or like pitting it, like because I have to pay for laundry, so like I'll try to wash it with all my other shit, and then I'll just be like, oh okay, like after I shower I'll just put this shit with that, bada bing bada boom, we'll take that shit downstairs. And yeah, how did that come up? Basically, I haven't felt like doing shit, basically, is what I'm trying to say. So it's kind of just bled into everything. I'm just at that point where, I don't even feel like going to work. I'm transitioning to a different day job, and I'm going to be doing that. Fuck. All right, yeah. Anyways, boring shit aside, yeah. So I went with number 9. I went with number 9 here, right? And so this is the one I've built in 3D that I've done the paint over for, or not so much yet, but like it's about halfway there. And then I have these that are my variations for a second one, and I've settled on E, some variation between E and C, most likely. But what I want to do with the cabinet doors opening is having like some really nice looking storage on the inside. And then obviously there's things I might take from like the door design here. I might just kind of bring that over in some way. There's something from each one, honestly, that I like that I might just tie into the this letter E. D D though, I kind of like it. I kind of don't. I feel like it just needs some, some more like attention or something. It feels too top heavy, if that makes sense. Like it's like I mean, all of them are kind of like that, right? But like it's like this one is the drawer is. I mean, consistently for all of them, the drawer like bottom part is like a third, and then the top part is 2/3. But this part is like, I don't know. It's super bulky, I guess. I just don't know what I would change to make that feel more. I would probably add like something at the top to make it fan outwards again. Like that's one of them. Let me see if I can. Do I have space to plug in my drawing tablet? No. Because I would unplug my mic and my webcam. Oh no. Okay, it is in. Okay, I'm tripping. Okay, so yeah. Usually when I have these like these little drawers or whatever, like or just anything that I've done with this prop thing so far is like usually it has this like it tapes upwards and then there's some kind of table there. Here, let me actually just do it on another layer. The silhouette usually is a variation of this though. But usually it'll tape upwards and then there's some kind of break here. And then there's that. And then it would tape back out. Now, it's not literally a curve, but when you see it like in the forms, you'll see what I'm talking about. You see like let me break this off. So like okay, so yeah. You have the going up, there's the break, and then it comes like that. You got going up, the break goes like that. And I guess you could say at the top there's another break and then it fans out more. So yeah, there's the second break. This one goes up. It's a very small break. I think that's what's kind of messing with me with this one is like the breaks are very small. Whereas these kind of tend to man, this is getting messy really fast. Ah, shit, I drew that over the actual thing. Whereas these, like this one, it goes up and there's a small break and then it goes back up and then there's another small break. So there's like not that much of a silhouette. The silhouette isn't changing that much, which is fine. I mean, like, I've been recently playing through Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. I just beat Pathfinder Kingmaker, and a lot of the times when I'm playing these games, I look at the furniture, and they're never like these hero assets, like usually they're they're probably like this level, right? So if I have to reference my little guide that I made for myself making these, they're usually some variants of these. They're never anything crazy that would have to draw your attention. Like in terms of level of detail, they're somewhere around this level. Most of the assets that you would loot from, like a bag or a crate or a chest, they're usually some kind of, the form is never that crazy. Yeah, they don't put too much. Here, let me put my mouse over here. Yeah, they don't put too much design or thought, or they don't overdo it. So when it comes to silhouette, I mean, sometimes if it's a hero asset, of course you want it to be more interesting to look at. But I would say like in the games I've played, at least, like most of the time that things will be around the tier 1, maybe 1.5, like a halfway point between those two. With most of these, I would still consider, like, I don't even think I touched any tier 3 chests or anything in this one, honestly. Like it's mostly just straight tier 2. Because tier 3, I would consider being stuff like, I show this like damn near every time I make these videos, I swear. But it would be something like more decorated, something more like, I don't know. I would feel like you're leaning more into tier 3 when you have like art. You know, you have art and design on top of the design itself. And this is something that I don't know how I don't know how to implement this onto this yet. I guess it is as simple as painting it on there, but like how would the difference of the color be? Because for the most part, this is not like a very saturated it's not at a very saturated point right now, right? So like if you were to, and then where would you even paint it? You would have to simplify those details to be able to fit in there and still be like eligible, or like easily, they'd have to be easy to understand like what they are from, you know, a distance, right? And these just weren't built with that in mind. Like if I were doing an isometric game and I wanted to have these similar kinds of patterns, oh, this one looks pretty cool. This looks very similar to what I've been. Where's my thingy? I gotta keep an eye on the length of this video, man, because I don't want to get this shit out of control. All right, there we go. Yeah, so like I would have big faces to put these on. You know, I wouldn't try to squeeze like this. Let's find a like better example, like the one I saw earlier. Okay. Like realistically, you're gonna see, so like if you were in a game, right? What the fuck? Why can't I? Well, we're just gonna try that shit again. Copy, and then, okay. So realistically, I would not try to fit this density of detail on something you're gonna see like from this tall. Like this is why I have such an emphasis on the level, like the form changes, you know, to make that kind of what makes this thing more interesting rather than the inside details. For the most part, I keep everything pretty chunky so that it's still like eligible. Even if you zoom it out, you kind of still see, you know, this would probably be this big versus like your character being like probably that big, right? Holy shit. I'm glad I'm not a character artist right now. You guys are like probably, all right. But you see what I mean? Like it's not. So if I were to try to do these kinds of details, I would adjust this design to be a lot more chunky. Like I would go with something, like if I had to reference what I've done already, I would go with something more along the lines of like this one. And I would take out a lot of these these hinges that I have on there too, because that's what's gonna make like this is just gonna kind of muddy. Like if this is already in the form, it's just gonna like make it harder to see, you know, what you're actually trying to paint onto the form. So I would go with something like this that has a lot more empty space to play with, and then I would also, you know, take out stuff like this. I would simplify it a lot. I would take this little triangle thingy out and probably have them painted, these little triangles painted in between, you know, that way you're, yeah, it all comes down to like the density and thickness of the shape. You don't want to be trying to like, let me see if I can, let me look at the time first. Yeah, we're 20 minutes in. All right, so yeah, I'm sure you guys get what I'm saying there. But yeah, basically, I because one thing I'm working on IRL, right, is like, because I've been part-time for a while at my job, and I think I'm just kind of exhausted of trying to both, you know, do these bigger projects when I get home and then like go to work and you know, figure all that out. So I think once I finish this project, what I'm really just gonna try to do is you know, get a full-time job for a while and then just focus on smaller projects. And you know, because I mean at this point it's just like first off, I need money, okay? Your boy's facility, dude, like I think I've said this shit before, like that car set me back a lot of money, and pretty much every month I've been like on a decline by like, you know, a few hundred, I think a couple $100, like, but I've been able to spend my money like, you know, wisely and just, you know, slow down the hole at the bottom of the bucket to the point where I'm like I'm losing like $100 a month ish. So like if I went at that rate, I could probably go for another year, honestly. But like it's just like part of me, the more responsible part of me is just like, yeah, but like if you run into anything that requires money, dude, you got to go into debt, and it's gonna be, I mean, you're not gonna have the money, you know. That's what I'm saying. So like I just want that cushion back before I start, you know, focusing more on the bigger projects again. And then there's a lot of reasons for that too, outside of just that, because like I have these tutorials that I got through a sale that I want to just go through and see what pops out to me, and like, you know, take notes with this book I have. Oh wait, I gotta check the damn thingy again. Yeah, so I have a bunch of tutorials, and I just want to fill these books up that I have with notes from said tutorials. Like here, I'll show you guys real quick. This is not sponsored, by the way, but there was this sale that they had for Learn Squared. I don't remember exactly what it was, but basically I got like all these courses for something like 30 bucks. So like I just want to go through all these and see what I can learn, and see if I can do like a small, and I'm not saying like a big ass project, like within reason. I'm not trying to, okay, this one's Substance Painter, but like that's character, right? Not gonna really apply to me. That's costume design, not really gonna apply to me yet. But for the most part, looking at, you know, the programs that I use already, save up a bit of money, maybe get some Substance Painter going, and just go through these, see what things I can learn, you know, pick these tutorials to use, because they've just been sitting around, and there's nothing I hate more than having tutorials that I have not gotten through. So I just want to, you know, take the time to do some smaller things, some smaller, like, just fun paintings, you know, fun stuff. But so like usually, like right now, right, I think I've been here. Let's draw a quick, let's do a quick demonstration here, right? Oh, what the hell? This is a ugly canvas. What the? Okay, we'll just go with A3. Okay, so lately, if I had to explain it in like the simplest terms, right? Lately, I've been kind of doing, so if this is with the bar, right? This is the stat bar. We're gonna just call it the stat bar. I would say out of this bar, this has been kind of the fun level, right? So we're gonna put this fun. It's been and then design is this part, right? So I've been focusing a lot on design, not so much on what's fun to me. And then I would say I would say it's probably like 50-50 here. And then the rest has just been like portfolio. So pretty much like this has kind of been the ratio, or like I won't say fun, but like relaxed, you know, like these are the keywords I would use for this section, right? Relaxed, it's fun, it's chill. Right, you guys get what I'm saying. So this section, usually for an artist, you want this section to be at least like 40. I'd say 30 or 40%. For me lately, it's been like 15. It's been like 15%. Now design, I'm gonna say, design. I would say stress. I would say stress, uniqueness, trying to make something unique. Design, unique, stress. I guess not so much unique, but like maybe planning. Like it's a, or no, I would put that under here. And then this has been like portfolio. It's probably dude, I'm tempted to say yeah, it's probably even more than that on the stress part, honestly. Um, and then we have portfolio, which is a lot of planning and learning. Or no, yeah, portfolio. So we're gonna say variety. That's been one of my biggest focuses. Variety, portfolio pieces, like trying to have show things that I haven't showcased yet. Planning, and where would I put learning though? I would okay. We're gonna cheat a little bit. We're gonna make the bar a little bigger. And here we're gonna say this is like learning new skills. So learning, or no, I can't say that. I can't say that because with my portfolio, I usually try to like this kind of goes hand in hand for me because I usually try to tie variety with something that I don't usually do. So I would pit like learning or just at least practice. And this is just like learning new, like for example, in this case, it's been like painting over my 3D, or my last one, like doing an open outside environment, with architecture and shit like that. So this is kind of where it's been like right now. And what I'm trying to go to right now is more of a mix of, so if I take that same bar, I want to bring the fun back in and take out some of the, now I'm not gonna like, when I say I take the design down, it's not gonna be like some super generic thing. It's just gonna not be designed like where I'm doing 8 different variations on the goddamn chimney. Okay, so I would bring design down to like here. You gotta get a different texture on here so it looks different. All right, so I would do more fun and drop design down a little bit more, and then add to the portfolio. Yeah, so instead, and like, so with design being like a smaller chunk, I don't know what percentage I would probably give these. I would say maybe like 35, 35, 30. That's 35, 70. Yeah, 70. Yeah. 35, 35, 30%. Instead of, 15, 60, 25. Wait a second. No way, that's not right. You guys get what I'm saying though, right? Like the shit's not rocket science, man. It's just, bringing in, the more chill things and using, instead of stressing so much on design, put more of the stress into learning different, parts of Blender, learning different workflows and putting some more fun stuff out there. So it's not so much high stress. Because this is going to be during the time that I also pick up this full-time job. Like right now I'm working as a cashier, but I want to move towards this other company. My roommate's working with them right now, my boy John. It's a moving company, so we're going to see how that shit goes. He, like 9 days out of 10, he comes back complaining about shit, but it's gonna be just a change of scenery. Like I see, like most of the time when I work these like day jobs, I tend to stick around for like a year and a half before the shit just gets old and I move to something else. So yeah, I went from like loading the back of trucks until like that kind of just got old for me, and then I moved to doing the cashier work. And he makes a lot of money doing it too. You get tips and whatnot. Obviously, it's gonna be more strain on the body. So like it's just like I'm just managing how much stress I'm taking on, with me, because lately I've been working like 30 hours at the store, or not 30, like something like 34 hours a week or something like that, and yeah, it's not bad, but it's definitely not good. And so yeah, with me taking on more working hours, you know, just try to calm the fuck down on how much, not I wouldn't say effort, but where I'm applying that effort. Because like I said, I just want to put these tutorials that I have to use and just have some more fun with it, you know. So yeah, that's kind of my plan going forward with that, while I save up some more money to do, you know, other stuff. But yeah, yeah, that's where I'm at with the project so far, man. It's not been a crazy like leap forward or anything like that. This is the open version of the chest. I don't know if I showed this already, but yeah, this is kind of like what I want to do with each one. So if I do show, have I been over this? I don't know if I talked about this yet, but basically, um, if I were to have like the open version for the props that show the inside, I would do that with each one, like where I just have this, you know, this flat colored drawing, because at that point I don't need to render it twice. And with these, like I plan on maybe doing a similar one where it's open and you can see what the inside would look like. I don't know so much with this one. I don't really like this one that much, honestly. Um, so yeah, it's a long way where we came. We've come a long way from these, you know, props. Because like I said, back at this stage, I didn't even know really which direction I was trying to go with, and yeah, when it came time for me to like add the color to these or whatever I was gonna do at the time, like I just wasn't happy with these. So I'm glad that I actually took the time to understand what I was trying to do, and this is obviously gonna tie into things I do in the future. So yeah, that's it for now. Oh shit, what the? Yeah, I'm about to just upload this video and then chip at this. I have to be over my friend's family's place because they invited me over. They're gonna cook a bunch of food, I guess, for the 4th of July. So we're gonna do that, and hopefully I'm not too tired when I come back. That's the biggest thing, though, man. It's just everything's been a fucking drag to start. So I think it's just, you know, a matter of stress management, and yeah. So I'll see you guys. Yeah, I'll see you guys.